Nice to see you back, or welcome.
Yeah, happy Saturday, all.
Yeah, it's Saturday afternoon. We just had our knit in. It was a wonderful weekend.
It was great. It was
Yeah.
fun just to sit and knit all weekend. Loved it.
Yep. I didn't
My
get a
thumb's
lot
sore.
of knitting done.
Well, you were running a shop too.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know.
and I was up there most of the day today.
Yeah, you were busy.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. So that worked out well. So you got an FO there.
I do. I'm
You wanna
staring at it.
Start by showing that.
Yeah. There you have it. It is a cowl. I'm going
Yeah.
to pull this up so you can see that it starts out with stripes. And then it goes into this cool color work section. Okay, I gotta get it, fix it so that you can see the cool color work section of ghosts and pumpkins here and here. And then you go back to a little bit of patterning. This is soon to be released.
Yeah, I think you were just on the stripes, or
Oh, I had just started it. When
You
we
were still
podcasted
flat.
last week, it was still flat. I
Yeah.
had started the stripes. So now I got the color work all done. And it's all
It's
blocked.
beautiful.
I
really
love
cute.
this thing.
Yeah.
It's called Cowlween.
Okay.
Cowlween. Yeah, Cowlween.
Okay.
Cowlween. And it is designed by Stephanie Latvin, also known as Talibin Knits. And it is going to be published in the next couple of days. I don't know exactly for sure when. But I just think this was a blast to knit.
Fun.
I mean, I did mine with dark colors, and then my ghost just popped.
Yeah.
You know, the color. I also did mine in 6 colors. Her sample is done in 4. My switching to purple here, and the purple and the white are my 2 extra colors. Because her stripes are orange and white, I think, in here. And
More
then
like
she's,
candy corn.
yeah, it's candy corn colored.
Okay.
And then she's got a green in there, and then her background, where I've got the purple here, her background is black.
Okay.
So it's candy corn, Halloween-y colored. Yeah. So a blast to knit, basic color work. I think I caught my floats on 2 rows, and that was it.
Okay.
And other than that, and I, of course, do my color work two-handed. So it was pretty slick. Didn't take long. I think it was, just a couple of charts. Like a chart for the pumpkins, chart for the ghosts, and then a chart for the pumpkins. This chart's different because the repeat's different.
Okay.
But yeah, that was it.
Cool.
Love it. I mean,
Very nice.
I cast it on Friday night last week, and I cast it off Sunday night.
Okay.
So, yeah, it went quick. And
Nice.
I'm having fun with this one. I've worn it already. Wore it Thursday.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Very nice.
that's my FO for the week. I have
Okay.
love it. Love it. Love it.
I don't have an FO for the week. And I did do one thing that I almost finished. It's like I cranked a sock tube. I got my sock machine set up at home now, and I cranked a sock. But I didn't take it off yet because I didn't decide if I wanted to just add another color and keep going, instead of restarting it again. So I took the weights off, and I kind of just have it there waiting to decide that.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's my only almost done thing.
Well, it'd be nice. You got the tube. You can, add some toes and heels, and
Yeah,
there you go.
and it's black, so I was
Oh, even
thinking,
better.
I don't know if I want to knit heels with black.
I don't think I would.
I
No,
might
I'd
add
make
a
them.
red heel.
Yeah, make them contrasting colors so you can see
Yeah.
what you're doing. Because Lord knows,
Yeah,
black yarn is just not fun to knit.
but it was a Regia Angora Merino from Regia.
Okay.
So it was really soft, and it cranked like a dream. No getting stuck anywhere there. No runs, nothing.
Good to know.
Yeah. So what you working on?
Another test knit.
Oh, can you show it?
Yes, I can.
Okay, show
I
it.
think I can. Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Because it's coming out in this week. So it's not a secret. And this one is by Lisa Ross. Now, Lisa's done this style or shape of shawl before. It's an asymmetrical triangle, but it has the central spine. And this isn't something that is just Lisa's, but it starts here. And every, you got to changing stitch patterns, changing colors. It calls for 6 half skeins, 6 different colors, half skeins of fingering weight. And none of the stitch patterns have been complicated thus far.
Okay.
So in just my test is, my goal is just to check stitch counts, make sure that the stitch pattern is working within the number of stitches in the row. So I got a little bit to go yet. But this is coming out next weekend.
Okay.
So,
and is the spine gonna turn?
Yes, the spine turns because this side is getting narrower down here.
Okay.
Yeah, this part here is definitely getting narrower.
Okay.
So the spine will go, and this side gets narrower, and this side gets wider.
Okay.
In the process. So, fun. This has been fun.
Good.
If you like variety and you like stitch patterns and that stuff, this is a way cool shawl.
Yeah.
And she's done this kind of thing before. She's done multiple stitch patterns in garden variety, the mystery knit along she's just finishing up, just beachy.
Yeah.
And so this is just fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a really different stitch. Look at that. That's cute. And I like the plaid.
Yeah, plaid was fun.
Yep.
But there's one, I'm not to it yet, that is a really different kind of check that I'm looking forward to knitting, because I've not knit this one before, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's the pattern after the one I'm on right now.
Okay.
And the one I'm on right now is very similar to this one.
Okay.
But it's 2 colors. It'll be green and red, and it's very similar to this, except these rows here are closer together. On this one, there's 4 rows between each pattern row, if you will, or texture row. On this next section, there's only 2.
Okay.
So it'll bring those closer together. So I'm looking forward to that, seeing what that looks like. But the one after is where that really cool, it's like a check. It's like, it reminds me of a houndstooth check.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how it's knit. I have to knit it because this is not charted, so I can't see where the stitch patterns are. It's all written direction, and I really have not read through the written directions closely enough to try to visualize. You know how you got to transfer from the written direction to what it looks like in your mind, and sometimes it's just easier to knit it.
Yeah.
Just knit it and see what it looks like, And so I'm hoping tonight with good TV watching, I'll get this next red and green section done, so at least tomorrow I can start that check.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm looking forward to. I want to see what that one looks like.
Yeah.
So, and then the section after that is some garter ridge stripes using like 4 different colors. So it's kind of ties all the colors together. And so it's so then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections left. The last section ends with the green, and that's a waffle rib, I think. So that one will be interesting too. I mean, I've got the beaded rib in here, but now I'll be looking forward to seeing what the waffle rib looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different patterns in here, and they're fun. And it's a really neat take on, you always used to have the samplers.
Yeah.
And this is a neat take on a sampler. So I'm working on that. I'm still working on my Casa Pinka Snarkometer. I'm on clue 6, and I really want to get this done, and then I want to finish my sweater, because I put a lot of time in on my sweater last night, and I'm down to just the ribbing on the body and then the sleeves.
Okay.
And the collar.
That's good.
And the collar will go quick. And it's 3/4 length sleeves, so those will go quick. But, so yeah, I'm you know, I want to, I've got this thing where I really just need this off the needles. I need my sweater off the needles. And of course I have my gnome. And I want that off the needles. So the plan is to get this off the needles, get the gnome off the needles, and then get the sweater off the needles.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because I was going to start that cowl I talked about last time. I just said, I just got to finish a couple things first. But then what happens? I was all set to finish my calibrate this weekend. And I pull out a pattern for a customer on Thursday for the Fingerless Mitts. And I don't know where my sample is. And I see the pattern doesn't have a picture. I was like, oh. So then here I am. All through the knit-in, I was knitting my Fingerless Mitt. And I got to finish that yet. I got a couple more rows, and then I'll go to the ribbing. And then a little bit of ribbing on the thumb. It'll
is this the one, the prairie?
No, the prairie one is all ribbed, and it's different. This is just a basic fingering, weight, fingerless glove. And it's what I wrote the basic pattern for it. It was just the regular mitten pattern, and you cut off the top and the thumb.
Right.
And put ribbing. But it's just nice to have for people. But I need a sample, and I need to put a picture on the pattern.
Yeah.
So I'm making the sample. I'm going to take a picture of it, put it on the pattern, and then I'll leave it laying around. And I was making minis for your shawl from last week.
Yeah.
And one of them was short. Sometimes Cascade yarn is like 96 grams instead of 100.
Well, yeah.
And so one of them only had 17 grams, so that's what this is. It's one that had 17 grams. It'll be plenty to make, and I'm only going to make the one. I'm just going to have them for the shop sample.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's what I did all weekend instead of finishing anything. But I brought them to show.
She brought a bag full.
Yeah. Well, it's just 2 projects. It's just that they're getting big.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is my Connie yarn that I'm making the Quadrangle Spires by Stephen West. And here it is. My triangles are all done, all 4 triangles. And now I'm on this side. And I can't spread it all the way out, so you'll have to look at just one side. This side, you pick up 3 stitches on each point, and then you do...
So it does have big holes.
Yeah, it's supposed to have these big holes.
Okay.
And then you keep going, it's going to look like this, but down the whole side.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so do you decrease to a point?
Yes. Well, no, it stays a point.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're always increasing in the center and decreasing on the edge. So the stitch count stays the same. It's 214 stitches across.
Okay.
And yeah, so mine's pretty wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is really wide.
But it'll be nice to wrap up in the chair.
Yep. So, and I'm still on my first ball of each of these colors of Connie.
Wow.
And look, I have 84 grams of each ball left.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I might finish the whole side before I have to go to my second balls of this.
Actually could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
then you can get your colors to work the way you want.
Yeah, and if I have enough left, I'm going to knit a felted purse with the leftovers.
Oh, okay.
So I already got a plan.
Oh, you can tell I've been knitting and hanging out here all day. I'm yawning like crazy.
And here I have my calibrate and a piece of dirt put on the floor for Roomba.
Okay, so you're on the second side.
Yeah, and I'm working up the side. I'm on the second side little panel.
Okay.
Like this.
Cool.
And so there it is. Big and in my side. So after I work up the side, then I'll do the other armhole and then the bottom band. So
yeah, and then you're done.
Yep, and this is how far I am on the side.
Well, you're getting there.
Right here.
Cool. Oh, those side bands don't take long.
No, they're just 10 stitches across. Every other row you you join it with the body. So this one is going to get done very soon.
See, when I get to a point like that, I have to finish it.
Oh, well, I wanted to, but I couldn't. I had to make that glove. This is all I have left of this color, the second skein. But all I have to do is that side panel, because the sleeves in the bottom are all the blue, which I just now had to wind up my blue.
Okay.
That went a long way. But I did the blue is a fingering, and this other one is a sport. Okay. This is a sport weight.
That's working out okay.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I don't care. Doesn't look funny, and it's not misshapen or anything.
No.
So, yeah, because it's all in a size 7 needle. So it's all loose gauge anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on.
Wow.
So, get this all put in there. What classes are you going to teach next?
We are going to do some hats. We're going to do our Saturday hat series, and we are starting with a kid's hat. Now, it's a beginning lace hat, and so it's called. The pattern is called Leaf Keeper, and it's written by Stephanie Lotvin, also known as Telly Bean Knits. And Leaf Keeper is a beginning lace. So, the point of this Saturday hat series that we're doing is the hats feature different knitting techniques. So if you were a person that has wanted to try knitting lace but was a little nervous, this might be something you'd want to do. What we're going to be doing is this hat. Now, let's see if I can get the picture up there. It's this cute little kid's hat, all right? And it has, like, on the sides of the hat, it has this lace pattern that resembles leaves, which is why it's called the Leaf Keeper. And the pattern is written for kid size. It has a baby, toddler, child sizes. When knitting those sizes, you're going to use a sport weight yarn. And so we're going to conduct an experiment here, and we're going to take this and maybe try to knit it on a worsted weight yarn with some bigger needles and see if we can't get an adult size hat out of it. I think we will. Actually, I'm kind of confident we will. Mm-hmm. But if you want to learn how to knit beginning lace, we're going to talk about right and left leaning decreases. We're going to talk about decreases that are known as double decreases that can lean right, can lean left, or have no lean and be a central double decrease. So the idea here is to explore this concept of lace knitting, and lace knitting is really a combination of yarn overs and knit two togethers of some sort, whether it's a knit two together or an SSK, and different ways to do an SSK. That's kind of the point of the class, all right? Mm-hmm. I want people to be able to experiment. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out looking at the Leaf Keeper pattern on a swatch, and we're going to actually knit that first. The hat, we're going to then be able to knit the stitch pattern flat on a swatch, and then be able to incorporate that same knitting in the hat pattern. And so you end up with a finished hat.
Okay.
So that's the way the class is going to work. Some of the other things in our hat series that we're going to be doing is color work, beginning color work. And when I teach color work, I teach it two-handed. So if you are a person who knits continental, you are going to practice throwing. Now, the cool part about it is that when I'm doing these hats, the color work is in the round. And it's easy to learn the different technique if you're only learning the knit stitch. And because we're knitting in the round, you don't have to purl. Mm-hmm. You know, and as a continental knitter, I will tell you that I do not purl throwing.
Well, a lot of people don't purl color work at all, and that's the reason they're steek sweaters.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to purl in color work.
Right.
But the point is that even if I was knitting flat, and I just thought, let's say just for kicks and giggles, I decide to knit something throwing. it would have to be something that I'm not purling because I don't purl.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I have not figured out how to purl that yet. I mean, okay, could I watch a YouTube and figure it out? Well, of course. I just never bother.
Well, you know what I do is when I purl, I kind of throw with my left thumb. You know, I don't hold the yarn in my right hand at all, but because usually I pick up my stitches when I'm knitting, but when I purl, I flick the yarn with my thumb in my left hand. It's just the way I've always done it. I stick the needle in the front. I flip my thumb over like that. I don't know, can you see? Here's the needle, and there's my thumb, flips over, and then I finish the stitch. And so I already am throwing, I think, but it's just with my left hand.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's the whole point of this. You know, we're going to try beginning lace. We're going to try beginning color work. We're going to try different, starting at the crown as opposed to the brim.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You know, there are lots of different things that we're going to do with this, and it's just all about being able to take, and the thing is that the techniques involved, like basic lace, for example. You could take the basic lace then and you could knit a shawl, you know, or if you were going to learn a little bit of how to do color work and what color work's all about in the very basic color work hat that we're going to do, there's nothing that says you can't take that technique and apply it in a cowl, for example. You know, because like my cowl ween here is the ghosts are color work, you know, so.
But the color work was all after you went to the round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no color work flat.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yep.
Different techniques. Oh, and then we're going to talk about modular construction. That's going to be another one. So there's lots of different things that we're doing with these hats that you could learn the concept in a small thing like a hat, and then turn around and apply it somewhere else. So this class is Saturday, November 6th, and it's 10 to noon, and by that time we hope to have a kid-size hat on its way. And so the crown decreases are standard from any normal hat.
Okay.
So the
And they'll never get to that during the class.
Oh gosh,
anyway.
no. Heavens no.
So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next I'd like to talk about the retreat.
Yeah.
That's coming up. I just paid our second payment on it. I have to contact vendors now. It's time for that to see if I can get door prizes. It's time to encourage all of you to sign up if you haven't signed up already. The retreat is in January. It's on the website, all the information. We're at Cedar Valley Retreat Center in West Bend, so it's not very far to drive. It's just a wonderful time. There's a lot of different options as far as rooms and things, so you'll have to check there for prices. But I think it's a very reasonable retreat compared to many I've been to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, because everything's included, all of your meals are included, your room's included, the retreat, the big meeting room.
Our mini classes.
Yeah, the classes are all taught by participants, so yeah, they're all free. So yeah, go check out the retreat. Come and join us. We have a ball. We can have about 30 people, so it's kind of small. I think we're about half full already.
Oh, good.
So yeah, looking for a few more people. If right now most of the people are in single rooms, if everybody tends to want a single room, we'll have less capacity because I think there's 24 rooms.
Okay.
So if everybody wants a single, then we can only have 24 and not 30.
Okay.
Yep. So that's that.
Okay.
New in the shop. This week we got a bunch of this Remix Chunky. Now, I don't know if you remember Amy's green sweater she wore. She made it out of Remix Light.
Yes.
This is brand new, just came out, the chunky version.
So they have a light version, which is fingering weight. They have the regular version, which is DK. And now we have chunky.
Okay, and it's all recycled material, recycled fibers, which is nylon, cotton, acrylic, silk, and linen. I have some samples up front of a cowl and a hat for you to look and touch and feel.
Kind of.
I only have 4 colors back here. I have, how many colors do I have up front? 9?
I don't know.
8 or 9 colors I have up there.
Wow.
Yeah, there were 2 of them that went on back order.
Okay.
And I apologize to people, but you know, that's the way the world is right now.
Oh.
Everything is on back order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so upset, disappointed, not mad, just disappointed. Our Lopi yarn was supposed to be here in September with the book, a big, beautiful, like coffee table book of Lopi patterns.
I want to knit one.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I had 10 colors coming. Well, I got 2 bags of yarn and no books. And that's all that came. Everything else was on back order.
Wow.
So I hope that comes in soon.
Well, it's, you know, it's the whole supply chain.
It's the whole world right now. I mean, I had a thing with the doctor's office this week because they don't have enough people to work. So they won't schedule out your appointments any more than a month ahead now.
It's just one darn thing after
Yeah,
another. It just,
yeah.
you know, our world needs to be put back together.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to just take a little time to adjust. And then I think everything will get back to normal, but probably, I bet almost a year yet before it's fully adjusted.
Oh, I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. But, well,
Yeah.
okay.
Maybe I'm going to have to learn how to give myself an IV. Go there and plug in.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad when you think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, we're both a little tired here today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a
Wow.
long weekend. We knit until after 10 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
And everybody went home. And then back here at 9, I came at 8 because I was worried about Roomba. You know, my Roomba. I had the cart in the way of Roomba this morning. And I knew it wanted to start at 8 o'clock. And I thought, it's going to be stuck in the corner just going round and round.
He's all worried about that poor Roomba.
So I got here and it was like 5 after 8. And he was up front already. It got out from under the cart all by itself. And yeah, it was buzzing all around up front. And it went for almost 2 hours because I put a new battery in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Roomba has been moved to the main floor of our house.
Okay.
And our Roomba is called Ruby.
Okay.
And the dog does not know what to make of Roomba.
Yeah, I bet.
So, but I can, you know, now I've got Roomba at home connected to Alexa. So I'll just say, hey, Alexa, can you have Ruby do the carpet, please?
Oh.
And it's like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. I
Yeah.
have to admit, it's just a great, you know,
Uh-huh.
where do you get a toy that cleans your carpet? I mean, really.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have to close off areas. Like, I don't want her going into my sunroom right now
Yeah.
because I got yarn on the floor, and that just wouldn't go well.
Right.
But, you know, so I got to close that off when I run her, but no big deal. I just want to, I think I'm going to do this maybe one day next week when I'm home. I am going to just tell her to go and let her go for her 2 hours and see what happens and see where she ends up and see, you know, if she finds her way back home.
Yeah.
You know, because when you look, you know, if you come in that front door, you got the rooms on that side, but she's over on the other side. So I'm wondering if she's going to make it over to clean, like, the office, for example.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and here you never know. One time she'll be up front and she'll just keep going and going and going. And the next time she'll be back here and spend her whole time in the back. So you never know what she's going to do. They have like a dirt sensor in them.
Well, you know what? And that makes sense because, okay, at home, I put my village on the shelves, my Halloween village. And part of putting the Halloween village requires you to put the for lack of a better term, the ground covering, the grass or whatever. But what I use in mine for my ground covering, see, in the snow village, I use sprinkly snow. You know, the bags of stuff you get, the shaved styrofoam. And in Halloween, though, well, obviously you're not going to use snow. So I had to think about what would be spooky, but crumbly, and make a good ground cover. And so I made my own mix, and I've been reusing the same mix. It's Spanish moss, but I take the bag of Spanish moss and a scissors, and I cut it into pieces, yay big.
Okay.
And I just shave up and rip up that Spanish moss, so it's just crumbs.
Okay.
And then I mix that with a natural brown, tan, gray, you know, a natural aquarium gravel.
Okay.
And I mix the two together. And, you know, so the pebbles are small, and then it mixed with this. And then I sprinkle that on my shelves after I've got the buildings placed. Because if you do anything beforehand, you're going to have your buildings sitting on rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to do it after. So what I do is I put my buildings in, I put my people in, I put my trees in, and then I go and I sprinkle my, and I then when I take it down, I pull all the people out, pull all the trees out, pull all the buildings out, get all the wiring out, and then I take my pile of crap. You know, my schnibbles of Spanish moss, put it in a pile, and I just sweep it off the shelf into my Ziploc bag.
Sure.
And I save it for next year.
Okay.
Well, in the process of decorating the shelves and doing all of this, you inevitably, when you're pulling this stuff and sprinkling it, some hits the floor.
Sure.
All right? So it makes sense. Because I, for the life of me, could not figure out why Roomba always was going in front of the cabinets like that.
Yeah.
And she was going back and forth, and she made a point of, and I felt like saying, well, Roomba, you went there already. But she goes back, and she goes in front of those cabinets where the schlubbers of my putting out my ground cover in the Halloween village.
Yeah, she found excess dirt there.
Yeah, it's cool. So,
today she ran over an extension cord back in the corner, so she kept coming back to it. She thought it was dirt, but it was an extension cord. But yeah, so finally I just had to put her at home because she kept wanting to vacuum up that extension cord.
Kind of like a dog that won't listen.
Yeah.
Or something. But yeah, so we'll see. So I want to just run Roomba and just let her go for the full 2 hours and just see if she does what she's supposed to.
Yeah.
Does she run her 2 hours and then, you know, go back home?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I usually do. It's set to go every day at 8 a.m. except for Sunday. And I don't know, it seems to go in streaks. For a while, like 2 weeks straight, she'll go find her way home every day. And then after that, it seems like she gets stuck on the magazine rack every day.
Well, you know, and I guess if you do it at 8 a.m. and she runs for a couple hours, you're here that if she would get stuck, you can unstuck her.
Right. I want her to get done before I come in mostly. You know, so if I come in at 9:30-ish, she should be done or just about done.
Well, yeah, because, you know, the dumb thing is that Ron, you know, because I was trying to do my experiment one night last week, and he, you know, I was going to just let her run, and I'm watching TV, and Roomba's running. She's not that loud. Didn't bother me, you know, and, you know, I'm knitting anyways. I'm only half watching TV, and if that much, you know, if it's something boring on, I'm not really paying attention. I think I had the voice on, and it's like, you hear him sing. I don't pay attention to the judges' chatter and all that stupid stuff. That's just dumb. But, yeah, so I was, you know, so I had her on. And then he comes, and he was working in the office, and he comes out and he sits down. He says, well, why are you running it now? Doesn't that noise bother you? I'm not even listening to him, you know. So, just because Mr. Ornery grumbled, I'm not going to run Roomba when he's around.
Yeah.
It's all right. He's still working. I got plenty of time to run Roomba when he's not around. You know, and now, you know, it's funny. I had lots of stuff going on in the first part of last week. And now I can feel that stress of the extremely busy September that I had I can feel that going away.
Okay.
And so my big events are, you know, I have weaving on Monday, I have bowling Tuesday night, you know, am I getting to my yoga class? Now I'm kind of developing this routine. And gosh, do I love Thursdays, because I knit on Thursdays.
Okay.
And it's a huge knitting day for me.
Okay.
And I love Thursdays now.
Yeah, you knit at home and then come knit here.
Yeah, yeah. And if I do a chore, I only plan chores for an hour or two a day. Why would I do that? Yeah, why would I do more than that? Not happening.
Right.
No way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm developing a routine now.
Good.
So
That's good. Yep. So,
all right. I think it's time we go home.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I gotta go home. Gotta watch my game.
Yep.
Go
Yep.
Crew.
All right.
And they've already probably by this point in time, I think they've got a couple innings done already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go home and watch the Brew Crew.
I will. I'm gonna.
right.
That's the best part about sports on TV. It's knitting time, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
I mean,
what it
and the thing
is.
is, if I sit down and I watch a ball game, whether it's a football game or a baseball game, whatever, doesn't matter. It's like Ron don't care if I knit while I watch a game with him. But if he's sitting on there watching a game, I get to sit too. You know.
Yeah.
And if I sit, I knit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna watch baseball, and I might even watch the Dodgers because they play the Giants and the Dodgers, because that's the other half of the National League. And I don't care about the American League till we get to the World Series, but yeah, and the Dodgers and the Giants, that series, that's gonna be a series, because they were the two best teams in baseball you know, in the National League, and so yeah. The Brewers lucked out on their draw getting that half of the bracket, however that works. I'm sure it had something to do with their record, whatever, but
Maybe.
yeah, it did. I know it did. And it was great because we had the Dodgers taking care of the St. Louis Cardinals for us. Yay. And now we've got the other, because it's like the way the teams ranked, I think it was the 3 division winners get the higher seeds. And so and then the wild card winner, because the Dodgers and St. Louis were the wild cards, so they play off, and then they're the 4th person in the playoffs. So the Giants had the better record than the Brewers, so the Giants were the number 1 seed, the Brewers were the number 2 seed, Atlanta was the number 3 seed, because those were the 3 division winners. Okay, and then the Dodgers coming in. Well, but the Dodgers had a better record than both the Brewers and Atlanta. So the 2 winningest teams are duking it out right now. So that actually could work out well for the Brewers, provided, of course, they beat Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm all into my baseball playoffs.
Good.
So, yeah, Monday's game is at noon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get to watch it.
I'm going to watch it. So, all right. Have a good weekend, everybody.